Do you agree with that? That people who are Christians that suffer with depression can be depressed but still have joy in them at the same time because they have their hope in Jesus Christ?
Great question. I don't know that we've ever had that before, Jack, so I appreciate your thoughts today. I mean, first, I think we should read the passage you're referring to, Lamentations chapter 3, beginning in verse 20. Surely my soul remembers and is bowed down within me. This I recall to my mind, therefore I have hope. The Lord's loving kindness indeed never ceases, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul, therefore I have hope in him. Well, not only in Lamentations, but also in the Psalms, we see David expressing this sort of thing. David, a man after God's own heart, and yet he was fearful at times, freaked out, perhaps depressed at times. And, the way that we use the word depression today is pretty exact. I mean, if we're talking about an official medically diagnosed depression, where is that happening? Well, if it's occurring not because of a circumstance, but instead because of something physical, then that would be within the physical brain. Is that all we are? Are we just physical creatures? Are we only brain and body? No. In fact, as we read in Lamentations, we have a soul. And as we read throughout the New Testament, in 1 Thessalonians 5, for example, we are spirit, soul, and body. So we are deeper than body. We are more than body and brain. And if there were some sort of chemical imbalance there or deficiency there that were causing depression-like symptoms within us, that would be a physical manifestation of a physical problem. Is that all we are? No. We are deeper than body and brain. We are spirit, soul, and body. And so when you look at Lamentations, for example, or when you read the Psalms, you're finding persons who are, they're getting their hope not from the physical, but they're getting hope from the encouragement that they have in the Lord. So is it possible, to answer your question directly, is it possible to have all kinds of depression-like symptoms and yet have a deeper place within you that knows, what, even though my brain is flashing warning signs at me, and even though I'm, dealing with anxiety, and even though I'm dealing with a real downer in my thought life, there's a deeper place within me, and I'm aware of that. Christ is in me. He's never going to leave me. He's never going to forsake me. I know that. I know spiritual truth. I'm worshiping God in spirit and in truth. I was never promised that I would feel something all the time. The roller coaster of up, down, and all around that depression might bring in the brain, man, that really stinks. It's horrible to suffer from those type of symptoms. I've been there. I know what that's like. But there is a deeper place within us, and I think you're wise. I think it's insightful to bring that up and to recognize that as believers, we are more than brain and body. And something like depression or depressive symptoms, they don't define us. They don't mark us. It doesn't mean that we are second-class citizens in God's kingdom. It doesn't mean that we should have these lofty expectations lorded over us. Oh, I'm supposed to be victorious, and that means I'm supposed to feel great all the time. Oh, I'm supposed to be a winning Christian, and that means I'm supposed to have my emotions line up all the time. No. Emotions can be all over the place, and certainly we see that in Lamentations. We see that in the Psalms. But there is a spiritual place within you where Christ dwells, and the joy that he brings is not really an emotion, it's a knowing. It's an excitement about knowing something, knowing him, knowing the truth that sets us free, knowing that he is good. And that's what we're seeing in Lamentations here in the 3rd chapter. So appreciate your call today, Jack. I hope that encourages you. And, I hope for everyone out there listening, if you've suffered from depression, if your emotions and your feelings are all over the place and you wish you felt differently, you wish you were more balanced, you wish things were more consistent in your experience, well, remember, the truth still stands. God is for you. Christ lives in you. You're one with Jesus. You're saved forever. Being loved by Him is not a feeling. It's not about an emotional confirmation. So His presence is not a feeling. A lot of Christian teaching might seem to assume that we're supposed to feel His presence. Well, God is spirit. We worship Him in spirit and in truth. His presence with us is not a feeling. If it were, then we wouldn't be walking by faith. So depression, circumstances, turmoil, emotions, all of those are an invitation to walk by faith despite what we might be feeling. Jack, thanks again. Call back. We'd love to hear from you.